Okay, thanks for staying with us. Time now for Media Watch, for which we're joined by Nicholas Rushworth. Hi, Nick.
Hi, Georgia.
Okay, we're going to start off by taking a look at some reactions to President Obama's speech. How did that go down?
Well, I'm going to look first at Newsweek's The Daily Beast. And, well, it's negative. The headline is Obama, a pedestrian and overconfident speech. That's a column by Michael Tomoski. And he is saying that this was dull. There was no policy detail, not even a nice, cute turn of phrase.
That's unusual for Obama.
And so his argument is that the swing voters are not going to be enraptured with this. And, it's a thumbs down, isn't it, there? I turned to another website, the sort of go-to website for people interested in events on Washington, on the Hill, and that's the magazine Politico. And the argument there is for journalistic balance is the opposite. Yes, the speech was lackluster. It was, not brilliant stuff from Obama, but in terms of conventional warfare, as in the conventions, the Democrats have shown the GOP up. The Republicans will be looking glum this weekend. That's the argument. And the columnist there is actually a Republican himself. And he says that while Barack Obama said nothing new, he said it much better than Mitt Romney saying nothing new in Tampa the other week. So that's the look at what they're saying. I suppose I was preparing this for the Media Watch. A couple of books came into the studio during the afternoon. We opened them up, and one of them is a French book. Here you can see a photo of Obama looking up to the sky, hopeful, and the headline there is Obama, the Great Disillusionment. And then we opened up another envelope, and sure enough, some French publishing houses have had the same idea.
It's not the same book.
It's not the same book. It's different publishing houses.
Can be deceiving.
It's a different title entirely. America, the Obama Years. So 2 publishing houses there in France will be very miffed indeed, angry, disappointed.
Don't judge a book by its cover a little bit further than you'd expect, I guess. Okay, so we're going to move on to France now, and it's been back to school week for a lot of kids, and some pupils and parents are fighting the education ministry with livestock, I understand.
Well, this is a big week, isn't it, for kids all over the world, really. Lots of countries going back to school, and I like this story in Le Figaro, and it's about a school in Saint-Nazaire, which is in western France, and they've enrolled a sheep into their classrooms into their school. The primary school has 286 students. The education ministry said you have to have larger class sizes. We'll cut down the classes, and because you only have 286. But if you had one more student, then you'd be fine. You'd have your normal small class sizes. The parents went into action and brought the sheep into the school. Now, the sheep is called Vincent P, which of course is very similar to Vincent Payan, who is of course the education minister. So the local education authority there is saying, well, these teachers and students are already spoiled. They already have great class sizes, they're already small. And what's happening is that they should just be patient and wait till next year when everything will be solved. But this year there was a little problem with the figures. Now, staying with kids around the world going back to school, what about this? This is in China, in Shenzhen, and 4 quads there are preparing for the class, and they're called 1, 2, 3, and 4. And it's even been shaved on their heads.
That I wonder whether that could actually cause some long-term damage, I think, psychologically speaking.
Well, this is China, so it's a bit hard. We're a bit more hard-wearing in China, so. But perhaps they won't be able to see it. Now, what about this one? This is in the Daily Mail, and it's a young girl who's actually being mistreated by her It actually takes place in Russia. She's being mistreated by her teacher. He berates her, and she gives him one in the gulags in response. So that's a brilliant way to open up the school season. Here she is. She doesn't like it. She's being hit on the head, and it's English class, and she gives him one right there.
Well, to be fair, he did start it.
So there it is, another replay, and I hope she's okay and not being too heavily disciplined, because it's the start of the school year, and hopefully it'll be so memorable for her. Her English will improve, because that was an English class.
Right, okay, brilliant. Thanks very much for that roundup, Nick Rushworth, there with Media Watch. Okay, stay with us. We've got more news and headlines coming up shortly.
In Rajasthan, there is a school like no other. The students are all women, grandmothers from Asia, Africa and Latin America. Their home villages have no electricity. But soon they'll graduate as solar engineers and for the first time help their communities to cook, read and write after the sun sets. Join our reporters for a close-up look at India's Barefoot College. Saturday at 11:40 a.m. Paris time on France 24.